I've been filming on Fujifilm cameras since 2021. And since then, I've tried a lot of their native lenses. But I think I've finally narrowed it down to my 3 most used. The ones that always stay in my bag no matter what type of video I'm doing. And as I've matured as a filmmaker, I've realized that the bigger and faster lenses are not always better. I prefer to be quick, light, and unique, which has landed these 3 lenses on my most used list. The most obvious choice, the 16 to 55 2.8. And if I could only choose one lens to take with me forever, it would be this one. It's well built, weather resistant, and can take you really far when it comes to versatility. This lens would be the equivalent to like a 24 to 70 if you're thinking in terms of like a full frame vibe, which is why I love this lens for like handheld stuff as well as like really tight short film frames at that 55mm length. I actually did film the intro handheld soccer stuff with this lens and the Coca-Cola shots, and then I'm also filming this shot with this lens. So it goes everywhere with me. But like I said in the beginning, I'm becoming way more drawn to unique perspectives, especially when I make sports films or when I'm traveling. And that's something that a lens like the 16 to 55mm kind of lacks, which leads me to the second lens. There's something about an extreme telephoto lens that just makes the world feel so much more layered and interesting. The 70 to 300mm f4 to 5.6 has landed a permanent place in my bag for this very reason. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would I get an f4 to 5.6 lens? It's not as good as an f2.8. It's not as good as an f1.4. I need shallow, shallow, shallow. And I used to think the same way. And then I grew up, you know? So composition for me has become really important, not necessarily how shallow I can go. And a lot of the shots that I got in the intro with all the soccer stuff, they were all shot at like f22. Here's why I also don't feel the need to own all f2.8 lenses. The extra weight of a faster lens makes it harder to pack. And for being a lens that goes all the way to 300mm, it shocked me how light it actually was. This lens makes the environment and my subject feel much closer together, which feels like a really unique perspective that I can't get with a 16 to 55mm. I take this lens pretty much everywhere I go, especially when I travel, because it helps to really maintain that bold look that I'm always striving to get when it comes to my film work. And I also tend to go for really bold and unique music for my videos as well. So lately I've really been into making artsy sports films, and I knew that I wanted this film to be soccer. I knew that I wanted it to be kind of this like black and white like film noir feel. And in my head I was thinking of the music and I was like, man, I kind of want this like Figaro, Figaro, Figaro type of vibe. So I actually used Music Bed and I used their search by song feature, and I typed in Figaro and Music Bed immediately recognized the song and it gave me all of these options to choose from, and that is how I found this particular artist. And once I listened to their songs, I was like, okay, this is the vibe. And that's what I think is so helpful about a feature like this, because my ideas move super quickly and I'm not always able to articulate exactly like the genre or what I'm looking for. But when I hear the right song, I know it. I'm super particular about music because I want my films to be memorable. Everybody nowadays has access to all these like high quality cameras and everybody knows how to make a great image. And I think that music is one of those things that can really, really set you apart, and it helps to actually push your ideas creatively as well. So if you're extremely passionate about finding that right song like me, I would highly suggest switching to Music Bed, and you can start a 14-day free trial with the link in my description. I've been trying to treat my compositions like paintings lately. Intentional, beautiful, and larger than life. And And with my background in skateboarding, I've always been drawn to these extremely wide angle perspectives. So recently I picked up the 10 to 24 millimeter f4, and it's been an absolutely perfect lens for creating compositions that play off of leading lines and make very normal day-to-day objects look way more impressive than they appear in real life. Its small size and weight compared to the 18 to 16 millimeter 2.8 becomes ultimately its winning advantage.
So I've actually used the 8 to 16 millimeter quite a lot for skate photography and video and things like that, but it's a very robust and heavy lens, whereas the 10 to 24 I think is much more versatile because yeah, you're losing the f2.8, but I'm usually filming not shallow depth of field because it is so wide anyways, so I don't really miss the 2.8 that much, and I much prefer something that's going to be easier for me to hold if I want to vlog, as well as just I feel a little bit less timid about using it, and I'm a little bit risky with my gear sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you.
Every project demands different tools, but with this current lens set I have on heavy rotation, my films have been able to keep that really dynamic, unique feeling while still letting me travel super light. And that to me often takes priority over everything else.